Merhaba, and welcome back to the Ottoman campaign in Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. So the Reconquista of Spain continues. We have launched a naval invasion of Western Spain. We're going to launch one on Northern Spain as well. Italy sadly tapped out of the war before I had time to invade, well, the rest of Italy, which would have given me quite a lot of income. We're looking at... this has got to be like over 5 billion. Maybe closer to 6, possibly? I don't know. Math. We did take Eritrea from them, though. And Sardinia. And eastern Sicily. Sadly, France got to southern Spain before I could take it. They just marched across the border, and the Spanish army couldn't really do much to stop them. Now, I did get money from Italy, which is good. Means I can gradually increase my tech budget again. Not too much. I don't want this money to be completely depleted. But until I can get my ships back to port, set them to limited, and reduce the crew, it will have to be not at 100%. But that's just the way it is. After Mark 1 16-inch guns, I think we're going to be starting to unlock Mark 2 13s, which will be very, very good. I have some battleships that will enjoy having Mark 2 13-inch guns. Of course, the better engines might have priority. I need the turbine engines, so I can actually build destroyers and faster cruisers and such. Anyway, onwards to July and beyond. No thank you, China and Germany. I'm now blockading Spain. And Spain is losing a lot of transports. That's fine. Ooh, I need to hurry up. I need to hurry up and take northern Spain. There it is. 95,000 tons. We got 55, 78. That should be enough. Yeah, they're shrinking. Their GDP is collapsing. So I want to take these before they become worthless. Because as the Spanish GDP contracts, the income value of these territories will also be reduced. Let's see, who's fighting whom now? Everyone seems to be fighting someone. Soviet Union is fighting France and United States and China. They're still kind of friendly with me, though. I'm pretty friendly with everyone, actually. I'm kind of surprised I'm not way in the red with the Soviets after they are fighting so many of the nations I'm very friendly with. Like United States and China and France. Let's see. Mark 3 2-inch guns coming in. And Mark 2 12. Torpedo protection 2. Right. Lots of things to click through. So here's the invasion circle. We're probably going to get it before the French take it. And if I need more displacement, I can send this task force up to help after we've taken western Spain. Which is, yeah, you can see this was at 800 million last turn. So the sooner I can take these, and the more they're going to be worth. My economy is so thankfully still growing, although only by 1% each month. Your economy growth is reduced in wartime. Advanced battleship funnels. Still very behind though. Okay, yeah, Spain actually defeated the French advance. Good. Yeah, both of these are 100%. Also good. Right, I'm just gonna click through a couple more turns and bring you back when it's time to either fight someone or design a ship or something. And it looks like it's time to fight something. Maybe we're gonna give the new super pre-dreadnought battleship a test. I think we are. Yeah, it's no good and Wallaloff are veterans already. I think this is a different class of light cruiser than the ones we fought. Let's see. Let's send the ships home that do not need to be here. While it's fun deleting cruisers with waves of torpedo boats, the torpedo boats are also potentially the only ships here that could actually take major damage and sink after encountering that light cruiser. Well, actually my other ships too, if they're unlucky and get torpedoed. Prince Regent, you can also go home. Bayezid the First, with its massive 17-inch guns. It'll probably be the first one to fire, because it's got a lot more range than anything else. Enemy spotted south. Yeah, Bayezid and Isnogud, they both have the same tower mast. I think they have the same U range. Yeah, they probably do. What's your cruising speed? 11 knots. Same as Isnogud. Makes sense, you've got the same engine. Drop you down to cruising speed. And there we go, already in range. Let's take a look at this Spanish ship. 1.7 kilometer torpedoes. torpedo propulsion standard. Okay, so you just don't have long-range torpedoes yet. Not much armor. Mark 1 7-inch guns. Okay, so this is an older ship than the previous light cruisers we fought, which had Mark 2 7-inch. So they could actually have decent torpedoes, just not on this exact ship. You know, 7.5s from Is No Good, knocking out the main tower. Let's see what these big guns can do. They can score some direct hits. I think that's good night for the light cruiser. Yeah, we can HE pen this guy. If we can hit. We got a minus 55 for target ship size. Which I think is a bit much, because it's not that small of a ship. Yeah, the 17s haven't hit yet. All damage being done are by the secondaries on Is No Good and Waddle-Off. Never mind, we scored a huge hit with one of the 13s. So, yeah, the big 17-inch guns are still untested. Yeah, Bayezid, you did nothing. This was all Is No Good and Waddle-Off. Scoring some big hits with its main guns right at the end. Alright. Maybe I should have only used the Bayezid if I wanted to actually test the guns. But that's how it went. Almost back up to 200% again. 100% here, 100% here. So we're gonna take Western Spain next month. And then some of these ships can... Okay, so this is gonna take a few months. I think the Canary Islands will not take long to invade. You can open an invasion there too. Where are you, Spain? Probably at the bottom, yes. 12,000 tons? That sounds like a couple light cruisers worth of tonnage. I'll just go here and do that while the rest of this task force heads home to Constantinople. Ready for sitting around in peacetime. And gotta do the clicking first. Not losing any transports. Taking Western Spain. Send down some tonnage here. $18,000 tons? Sure. And the rest of the task force can head here. And I need to sort out some light cruisers, put them in different ports, have them stationed around. And finally, oil discovery in Persia. Let's see what kind of effect that has on my economic growth. And now all the invasions are done. Not a huge effect. See, we can't peace out with Spain just yet. So I need to sort out where my ships go after this, and next month we're gonna offer the Spanish a peace treaty. Yeah, see, there we go. Persia, oil production per capita, 4.6 million barrels. Quite a lot. Oh, see, there we go. Now it's updated. Instead of plus 1.1%, it's plus 3.2%. And that's in wartime. So, we're gonna get some decent economic growth now after Spain accepts that peace treaty. I can even do that. Some of my ships are still being repaired. It didn't take a lot of damage in this past war, but there we go. And some of these haven't even arrived in port yet. Let's see, these are in two different ports. That's fine. These are like my reserve fleet. Older battleships and armored cruisers. They're gonna get mothballed, I'm pretty sure. In fact, I'm just gonna go do that now. And in time, some of these ships can be scrapped, but I do want to preserve at least some of them as museum ships, as I did in my Norwegian campaign. It's easy to get tempted early on in the campaign to scrap some ships because they're just taking up space and costing you money, but the amount of money you spend on upkeep on an early armored cruiser will soon be very insignificant compared to more modern ships. So just hold out for a few more years, and you're not going to worry too much about the cost. And here we go, the peace treaty. Let's see what we can get. I don't really want your light cruisers. Do I want your wow, 1 billion? Do I want your territory? Maybe not down in South America, but maybe the East Philippines. Let's kind of expand my way over into Asia. Because it might be time to do that now. Yeah. Yes, we're taking East Philippines. Guam and Northern Marianas too? I'm not sure. Yeah, these are all like nearby. We can pick up those. They're all in the same area. So if I'm gonna be there, I might as well be there with more than one territory. I don't remember if any of these have any decent-sized ports. I think East Philippines might have some. I think the biggest port, Manila, that should be West Philippines. I think I think France or China has taken it already. Why it's not there? Yeah, China. It's taken Manila. Davao. It's not that tiny. 21,000 tons. Can put some cruisers there. Right. So the empire has spread. We're at peace. Minus 19 million. This hasn't updated yet. But let's see when I put everything on limited. Plus 5 million. Don't even have to mess about with the crew too much. Although I want to do that too. So I can actually expand my shipyards. And in a couple months, which I will click through, we're going to build our first proper dreadnought. Which we'll probably get steam turbines after it's built. No semi-oil yet, though. And you can see here something that's a little bit interesting, but definitely not intended. I can't imagine why it would be intended. This one, light cruiser, sitting on limited and low crew, is costing me 69,000 per month in upkeep. This one, same class, also unlimited, but mothballed, is costing me twice as much. So, yeah, there really is no reason to mothball your ships, other than, you know, to remind yourself that, oh, these are reserve ships, don't worry about it. At the end of the day, it doesn't cost me that much to keep them, that much more to keep them mothballed. But it's nice to know that when I go to war and click the add crew button, these don't become automatically reactivated and get sent into combat when they are supposed to be museum ships or something. So, there's that. Plus 38 million. And that's with the tech budget maxed out. So, I think it's time to finally expand the shipyards again. Finally. And we're going to see next month what our economy is growing by. Now that we're at peace. Plus 9.5%. That is pretty good. Yeah. That's almost 10% annually. So in a couple years, we're going to cross that 40 billion GDP mark. It's going to put us ahead of a lot of nations. In fact, if we were to sort by GDP, we wouldn't even be that far behind China and Germany. Although, catching up to Britain and France, that's going to take a while. Well, it is 1906 now, and it's time to try designing one of these newfangled Dreadnought battleships that I've heard about. So this is the one Dreadnought hull we have available. It's not exactly my favorite kind of hull, but I think we can make it work. Not sure if I'm going to go with side turrets or if this is just going to be for secondary guns. Can go 3 funnels. Which, no turbines yet, by the way. Or we can go 2 funnels and a smaller secondary tower. Well, this is better accuracy stats. Like so, yeah, that looks better. That does look better. Let's see what kind of stuff we can do with the barbettes. This one works. Right. Am I allowed to use true barbettes? I am. And we also now have Mark II 12, Mark II 13. Ah. No double superimposed. Yeah, no, can only have 3 turrets on the center line. Sadly. That means we're gonna have to do wing turret things. Which is not my favorite kind of things. But if it works, it works. That is a hefty broadside. So yeah, we're just gonna have to see if it's possible to use all of these turrets, or if I have to remove some of them. What I could potentially do is like kind of cheat and have one of the wing turrets just mounted 1 pixel off to the side. It's gonna give me like a 0.1% like starboard or port weight offset, but it will effectively be a centerline turret. That range is very good. I know I got some stuff in the Philippines now, but I'm not really a global empire yet. Increased AP. TNT1. Let's go reduced shells because we got those wing turrets. I've also got Coincidence 2 now. Now then, armor. We're gonna need armor. 16.5% flash fire channels is not great, but it's workable. Not gonna worry too much about top armor, as I've tested and found that it doesn't matter. Belt armor, though, is kind of important. There we go. Not overweight yet. Although, that might change. We can actually go with decent citadel armor. So far, so good. And we don't have the turbines or the semi-oil yet, but that's gonna cut quite a bit of weight when we actually build this thing. Max optimal speed is 21 knots. That puts us overweight. Yeah, not a lot of secondary stuff here. Let's reassess. No side-to-side offset for that turret, although it is perceptibly off-center. So that works. Now we're not overweight. We got our ABXY turret layout. There we go, starboard offset, 0.1%. What does a 0.1% starboard weight offset actually do? Nothing. Don't worry about it. Ha! There you go. for the cost of an imperceptible debuff, I now have the ABXY turret layout that I wanted. And wait to spare to add proper secondary guns. Now, am I gonna go 8 or 7 for the secondaries? Let's do some comparisons here. The 7s are much smaller. And in my opinion, the turrets look better as secondary guns. These are just the shrunk down early American style battleship turrets. They kind of look wrong as secondary turrets. Okay, same kind of armor. 124 tons, 182 tons, 7.9 kilometer, 7.6 kilometer. If I max out the length for both, 8.3, 8. Belt pen at 5,000 is 5.1, 6.5. 282 AP damage, 187 AP damage. Oh, wait. Let's put that back on. What was your reload time? 32 seconds. 34 seconds. Okay, so about the same rate of fire. Fine. We're going with 8s as the secondary armament. Nice. Liking that. Casemates need a tiny bit of armor. There we go. Now I wonder if I put a no. I was gonna kind of cheat and add a 2-inch gun slightly offset to port. But yeah, there we go. The main guns. I can make them longer. 38 calibers in length. 13.4 kilometer AP range is not fantastic. You can make them 13.5s. Give them some real punch. Yeah, I think that's our Dreadnought battleship. Light forward offset. Doesn't really matter. Imperceptible debuffs. Transfers offset. I mean, half of these are just literally 0, so it really doesn't matter. Yeah. Isa Celebi class battleship. First Dreadnought battleship of the Ottoman Navy. Let's get your good angle without that smoke interfering. And that was that. Now I have to click through some more turns in peacetime. And we're probably going to be back to designing more ships for the next episode unless a war breaks out. I imagine we're going to be getting battle cruisers in the not too distant future. And also I've gotten new torpedoes, and soon we're getting the turbines, so new destroyers. And refits of the existing torpedo boats, which I imagine will be very, very good. Even into the future. Goodbye, and take care.